is a travesty. People are upset. I'm upset. But we're taking action. Sunday, September 5th, we will put our faith to the test as we open the 9/11 Christian Center at Ground Zero. I need your help. I need your prayers. I need your support. Thank you, and God bless you. And welcome back to Live Prayer. You know, last week I was actually in New York a few extra days as I've been working on the permanent location that we're going to open up January. And I didn't get back until late evening Tuesday. And when I got back, I checked my cell phone and I had several messages. And one of the messages was a very chilling one. Now, I want you to understand something. I've been doing this television program for over 8 years. Live Prayer reaches millions of people around the world every day. It's a very bold, visible outreach on the internet. I take a very strong biblical stand on the issues of the day. I don't mince words. I don't play games. I tell it like it's written in the Word of God. If people want to believe that, fine. If they don't, that's up to them. My job isn't to make you believe anything. I can't do that for you. My job is to bring you the truth of the Bible, what God says about a situation from the Bible, and at that point in time, you have to make up your own mind whether you believe it or not. Now, I have been castigated, called intolerant, called a hate monger, called a bigot, called every kind of pejorative you could name, because I happen to believe the Bible is God's inspired, inerrant word, representing absolute truth, our final authority in all matters. I believe that. I preach it. I teach it. That's what this program's all about. Listen, if people don't like what I say, they don't believe what I say, there's a great invention called the remote control. Go change the channel. Watch something else. But because of the stand I take, the biblical stand I take on the issues of the day that are very unpopular, 40 years ago, nobody would have called me controversial, but this nation was in a much different place spiritually. Now this nation is spiritually bankrupt, and because it is, when somebody has the audacity to bring a biblical message to the marketplace, you know, Satan can bring his lies to the marketplace and nobody says a word. But if somebody brings a Christian message, they're castigated, ridiculed, derided. But I'm not going to stop, because I know every day people are dying and going to hell needlessly. If I can help save one person, bring one person to faith in Jesus Christ, it's all worth it. So over these last 10 years, I've received an average of 5 to 6 death threats a month. It's nothing new. I've just learned how to live with it. But I got this message last Tuesday that was very different because of its specificity. The person named themselves. They named the organization they were with, the phone number of the organization. Now, I have no problem with people who hate me. They don't even know me, so it's a foolish emotion to begin with. But I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm not afraid of dying. Matter of fact, I welcome that moment when my life is finished here, my work is over, and God calls me home and I'll be with my Jesus for the rest of eternity. I don't fear that moment. I actually look forward to it. But I also know that that moment will happen when God says. So I don't have any fear for these type of situations, but by the same token, God gave me common sense, gave me a brain. So when I get something as specific as this, I turn it over to the proper authorities, which we did. And I'm so grateful for the wonderful professionalism of the Collier County Sheriff's Department in handling this situation. And I wanted to play this for you so you could get a little insight into what my life is like. And then I want to come back and specifically talk to you, though, about this religion of peace as it's promoted, called Islam. Here's the message.
Desert of Southwest. My number is 239-939-0292. How dare you? How dare you, infidel, to insult Allah, insult my God, call him a class person, say he's like Oprah. You are sick. You are a sick man, and Muslims everywhere will stand up against you and do jihad. Jihad upon you. You will not last doing this. It will not continue. Your days are numbered. You are a bad person, very bad person. We all hate you here. We wish you so much unhappiness. Allah is great. You condemn Allah. You say Allah smokes crack. What is wrong with you? Are you a sick, hateful person? We hate you, Bill Keller. We hate you, and we will pray for your demise. Goodbye.
You know, last Friday I did a program on the Islamization of the United States. For one of the few times I can ever remember, I heard a Muslim man speak the total truth about what Islam is and its intentions, especially when it concerns the United States. That man was better known as the Times Square bombing. He was sentenced to life in prison a couple weeks ago, but at his sentencing, he specifically talked about how terrorism was not going to stop. It was just beginning. That the goal of Islam is the domination of this nation. Now, you're going to hear people from the local mosques, from mosques around the world. You're going to hear tools of Satan like Imam Faisal Rauf, the infamous Victory Mosque imam, who's a con artist and is never going to build that mosque in New York. Trust me when I tell you that. He's never raised $100 million in his life, and the media is an absolute lapdog to give him 5 seconds of airtime because he has no ability to do this. He's just using the opportunity to further advance the cause of Islam in this country. This is not paranoia. This is who Islam is. Don't take my word for it. Islam was created 1,400 years ago. It has nothing to do with Abraham. Abraham, in an illicit relationship with his wife's handmaiden Hagar, had a son named Ishmael. That's not where Islam came from. That's not where Islam came from at all. That's where the Arab nation came from. Now, it just so happens that most of the Arab nation in 600 AD adopted Islam as a religion when an angel of Satan came to a Mecca businessman known as Muhammad, who by all historical records was a murderer and a pedophile. And if you don't believe that, you tell me what it means when a man takes a wife of 6 years of age and has sex with her when she's 9. That's pedophilia in anyone's book. He was a man of war. Of course, he justified it because he was in war for Allah, which is basically a black rock that's housed in Mecca. Allah is not the God of the Bible. Don't let anyone lie to you. And again, Islam teaches it's okay to lie to further advance the cause of Islam. So when they talk about being a religion of peace, of course they've got to be a religion of peace here because it's against the law to enter into jihad as they would anywhere else. But let me explain to you. The Islam that the Quran and the Islam taught in Saudi Arabia, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Malaysia is the same Quran and Islam taught in the United States. Obviously, they can't get away with the Sharia law that's implemented in those other countries. They can't cut off people's heads they disagree with, like me. Trust me, if I was in Saudi Arabia speaking like this, my head would be taken off in an instant because I'm an infidel, because I speak against a murdering pedophile who's not a prophet. He's a murdering pedophile. Islam is a false religion with a false book, with a false prophet. And of course, anybody who dares to speak out against Islam is immediately labeled as a hate monger, a bigot. I've gone up against the likes of CAIR, Council of Arab Islamic Relations, over the years, who go out and try to silence people in the media like myself, Michael Savage, who dare to speak against Islam. But I'm not going to be silenced, or I'm not going to be beaten down or cower against these people and their intimidation. That phone call I played to you, that's what that was. That was meant as intimidation to silence me, and I refuse to be silenced because in the end of the day, the Bible teaches the only way to be saved is faith in Jesus Christ. I don't hate Muslims. I pity Muslims because without Jesus, they're going to die and go to hell. I pity Muslims just like I pity all people who are lost and without faith in Christ, because I know when they take their last breath, a moment we will all face, that they're going to burn in hell. I didn't write that. I didn't make that story up. It's the Bible. If you want to believe it, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But this isn't Bill Keller's gospel. It's the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I don't want people to be fooled into thinking that Islam is anything but it is. It's an oppressive religion of hatred, violence, and death. Their 1,400-year history is a testament to that. And you just look at the countries in Europe right now that have become dominated by Islam, as they have slowly initiated Sharia law and slowly initiated their will, slowly made it illegal to speak out against Islam, and that is their goals here. Of course, they can't get away with that, but let me just say this to you. Everybody says, well, there's peaceful. There's no such thing as peaceful moderate Muslims. They're Muslims, period. And in the end, they're going to honor Islam, Sharia law, the Quran, and their murdering pedophile prophet Muhammad, not the laws of the United States. Times Square bomber, when asked by the judge, didn't you just become a citizen and swear an oath to this country? He said, yeah, but I lied. A nice man of 40-some years old in Buffalo, New York, Muslim man, next door neighbor, everybody thought he was the greatest guy in the world, and he probably was. Never had a traffic ticket. One day his wife came home, wanted a divorce, he beheaded her. Fortunately, in this country, he's in prison because you can't do that here. Now, in Saudi Arabia, he would have been a hero. It's called an honor killing. Look it up. This is what Islam's about. And anybody who tries to tell you different is lying to you. Again, I don't hate Muslims. I love all people because I want to see all people saved and come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. But I'm not going to sit back, be intimidated by this religion of death. I'm not going to sit back and allow them to lie to the public about what they're all about. And if you don't believe the things I've said on this program, you go look it up for yourself. It's historical fact. Politically incorrect, maybe, but I'm not going to buy into this lie that everybody seems to be buying into that allows them to prosper and grow. And you're going to wake up one day and they're going to be in places of power, and they're going to start initiating their religion upon this country. And if they ever do that, I would never be alive to give a program like this. Got a break I've got to take. I'll be right back with more of Live Prayer. Well, the producers just told me we don't have time for any more breaks. Do me a favor, though. Go to my website, liveprayer.com. On the left menu bar, click on the donation link. There you can use a secure server to give you a PayPal, a major credit card. Our address in St. Petersburg is up on that website, and I could use your help. We got a lot going on in New York. This program is being syndicated around the country to bring real truth to people, so please help me. Also, my email address is on the screen. Jot it down. If I can help you in any way, email me. That's what we're here for, to pray for you, to believe God for your needs, to help you through those difficult times. And please tell your friends, Live Prayer, 7 to 7:30, MyTV8, every Monday through Friday. I love you. I care about you so much. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.